They stole this man's 2024 Ram TRX Final Edition, fully loaded, right? $120,000 truck. They stole this man's Durango Hellcat, fully loaded, right? He had both of these cars parked outside of his house, and they stole both of them, right? He also had a third truck out there. It was a Ram 2500. They didn't want that one because it's just a Ram 2500. But in this Ram 2500 was a bunch of GPS trackers that he had planned on installing on the Ram TRX and the Durango Hellcat, but he never got around to doing it before both of them were stolen. Now he is offering $10,000 for the Hellcat Durango and $10,000 for the Ram TRX, $20,000 total to get these cars back. What do you think? Are you going to be on the lookout for your boy? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a house that makes it a house vlog. You know, I start down, I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So let's just go ahead and get into it. This is the news report coming out of Detroit, Fox 2 Detroit, Lake Orion. Lake Orion. I can't read. Let's go ahead and get into it, man.
Yeah, the victim tells me, Taryn, that he feels very violated after all of this. He says he was simply sleeping, he and his family in their house, just feet away in their own driveway. That's where those two very expensive vehicles were parked. And in a matter of seconds, they were gone. He's so frustrated, he's offering up a $20,000 reward for their return.
To get them back.
A Harvest Orange Hellcat TRX truck.
That's a 24 final edition.
Hellcat Dodge Durango. 2 of 4 cars that were parked in this Lake Orion driveway.
We're in the horsepower, so I mean, and that's why we had them.
Early Friday morning, Tom Bailey's home security camera is triggered.
I don't know how they got into the vehicles, but no glass broken or anything.
No glass broken.
When the camera activates is when they start backing up.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Bailey,
look at him taking out the trash. He's like, oh, damn.
A couple hours later.
Damn, something missing.
And then that's when I realized they were gone.
He then immediately calls the Oakland County Sheriff's Office to report them missing. But so far, nothing.
I'll put a reward out there. I mean, I put $10,000 on each vehicle, so $20,000 reward if I can get these things back.
Adding insult to injury, inside the one truck that wasn't stolen,
check this out.
Tracking devices.
Tracking devices.
The Ram truck had wireless trackers and hardwired trackers on it, testing them.
He says he was about a week away from installing those devices in the vehicles, which were eventually stolen. Bailey says the whole situation has been frustrating and demoralizing.
Either you have to live in a gate, behind a gate to where you can protect everything, or you just don't drive anything nice or don't have anything nice. I mean, it's sad.
Again, a very unique, specialized vehicles. That's why he's offering a $10,000 per vehicle reward. If you have any information on where they might be, you could send an email to info@sickthemagazine.com. We will have a link to that email at fox2detroit.com. Reporting live in Oakland County, Dave Spencer, Fox 2 News.
Well, does he think that these vehicles are being sold somewhere or possibly chopped up and sold for parts, where we know that happens time to time as well? I mean, this car could be gone. Well,
yeah, that's the fear, right? I mean, these are very special cars to him. They weren't new. These are cars that he's had, him and his family have had for some time. They live out in a rural part of Lake Orion. So there's a lot that just doesn't make sense, a lot that doesn't add up. So he's hoping that somebody will recognize them and reach out to him and hopefully bring him back his vehicles.
Yes, before it's too late. All right, thanks, Dave, for that.
All right, so I mean, terrible situation, number one.
Some internet providers claim they are.
Shut up. Terrible situation, number one. Terrible situation that this had to happen to him. $124,000 Ram TRX Final Edition. Come on now, that's a house right there. Durango Hellcat. I'm sure he didn't pay anything less than $90,000, $95,000, maybe even 6 figures for that. So it's a real sad situation that this happened, man. One thing that the reporter did say is the fact that he lived way out in the rural area of Michigan. So I'm assuming not Detroit, but Michigan. I don't know where Lake Orion is, but that sounds like somewhere that's out on the outskirts. This is one thing that you got to be mindful of. Regardless of where you live, if you have a nice car, whether it's a Hellcat, Scat Pack, Trackhawk, T-Rex, Mustang, Mercedes, people are watching. You know, they knew that this guy had a T-Rex and a Durango Hellcat. And not only did they know that, but they knew for a fact that he parked both of these cars outside of his home every single night. And they also knew that at no point during the night did he come out, right? It wasn't a situation where he worked the late night shift, the graveyard shift that they say, and he's coming out at midnight or coming out at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. They knew that once he parked his T-Rex or his Durango Hellcat, it was parked there all night long. They did reconnaissance on him, recon, right? They've been watching him. And it was just a matter of time of when are we going to hit this guy. And one thing that you noticed that he said was none of the windows were broken. Those days are over, right? Some criminals are still doing that old school shit where they got to break your back window, break your driver's side window, your passenger window, and then they hop in there and try to yank out the dashboard and hot wire some shit. Those days are over. These guys are much more sophisticated, right? What they're doing is the key fob replicator, right? And I've showed you guys that in the past. I had a video, to my understanding, there's this device where they're just scanning the house. They walk up to your house, they're scanning the house. They're looking for the key fob signal. Once they find the key fob signal, they're able to capture that, replicate it to the T-Rex, and then the T-Rex opens up and starts just like a normal key fob, would start it and open it up. So there isn't going to be any broken windows because, number one, they want that car in the best condition possible because they're probably going to sell it or chop it. They don't want to fuck it up themselves because then they're messing up their money. And number two, you got to break somebody's window. It's going to make some noise. You know what I'm saying? So they want to do things as cleanly, as quietly as possible so that it benefits them in the end. Key fob replicators, they walk up to your house. 9 times out of 10, most people are putting their keys right there at the door. Like as soon as they walk in, garage door, they've got a bin that they drop their keys in, or they got something that they're hanging their keys on the wall. So a lot of these criminals know all I got to do is go to the front door, go to the garage door, search for the signal, found the signal, turn around, replicate that signal to the T-Rex. It's going to open like normal. It's going to start up like normal. It's going to drive like normal. The car is not going to differentiate that. So, that's why that was such a clean break. They've been watching him. They knew his moves, and it was just a matter of time when they were going to make the hit. And that's exactly what happened. Don't think that just because you're not in a city that people aren't watching. Like I'm in Charlotte, so obviously I'm in a major, metropolitan city area. But cars get stolen in Gastonia, cars get stolen in Salisbury, cars get stolen in fucking Pageland, South Carolina. You know what I mean? So let's not act like it's only bad in the city. It's worse in the city, but it's not the only place where something can happen. So people are watching you. Trust and believe, especially when you've got almost $300,000 worth of cars just sitting outside. Now, another part that he went wrong was apparently he had GPS tracking devices in his RAM 2500 that they didn't steal, which baffles me because me personally, literally me personally, you guys know that as soon as I got my Hellcat, literally I took delivery of my Hellcat on a Saturday. I had a security appointment that next Wednesday. When I got my T-Rex, I picked my T-Rex up on a Tuesday. I didn't get home back to Charlotte till 11 o'clock. I had an appointment at 9 a.m. the following morning to get full comprehensive security on it. You know what I'm saying? There was no lapse. Like I didn't waste time. It's one of those things like if you can spend $124,000 on a T-Rex or $100,000 on the Durango, you can spend some damn money on some sort of security. So the fact that he had the tracking devices sitting in the RAM, and according to him, he was 1 week away from getting it installed on the both of the T-Rex and the Durango Hellcat, both wireless and wired. That sounds like a cop-out to me. That sounds like something he just said for the sake of, him being interviewed. 9 times out of 10, those damn tracking devices have been sitting in his truck for weeks on end, and he's just been bullshitting around. I'll do it this Saturday. I'll do it Sunday. The Detroit Lions are playing. I'll do it next Saturday. So, and it just got pushed off, and before you know it, he came out one day and realized his shit was gone. Like, literally, you saw him taking out the trash, and it's like, hold up. I feel like I'm missing 2 out of 3 cars right now. Well, that's because I am. They've been stolen. So, that's just the type of shit that happens. Like, a lot of people say you need to keep your cars in garages. That's true. That's one major deterrent. But that's not always feasible for somebody. Now, in this guy's case, it looked like he was living at a house where he had a garage. I don't know why he wouldn't have his $200,000 SUVs and trucks in the garage and then have his Ram 15 or 2500 just sitting outside. I don't know the rationale behind that, but whatever that is. Garage is the first deterrent, but also just having some legitimate security, because in that case, considering they didn't have to break any of the windows, that means that they came up with a relatively sophisticated device. Now, you guys know that the security that I have on my car, the CompuStar, all that stuff defeats all of that. IGLA defeats all of that stuff. The only problem with those security systems is you're going to pay money for them. And I do mean money. But, for those that don't want to drop that kind of cash, Boom, you got CarLock. You know what I'm saying? $49. I have CarLock on all of my cars to this day. My Jeep, my Cat, my T-Rex, all of them. I'm tracking all of my damn locations from the CarLock app right here on my phone, no cap, you know? And the great thing about that is I've noticed that CarLock is far more sensitive than any of the other security systems I have on my car. The only drawback is, you know, it's not an audible alarm. So if somebody breaks in your window, it's not going to set off a crazy alarm that's going to wake up the neighborhood, but you are going to get notifications to all of your devices, whether it's your iPhone, whether it's your Apple Watch, whatever the case may be, so that in this guy's case, you don't realize your car is stolen until you come out and you're taking the trash out. So as soon as somebody, I mean, even in the sense that they use the key fob, so let's quarterback it. Even if they were to use the key fob detector or the key fob replicator, as soon as they open that door and jump in the car and start making noise and vibrating the car, shaking the car, that's when CarLock is going to send a signal that there's some sort of vibration going on. Now, you know, in the past, people have said that you may get false alerts. That's true, but if you're getting a CarLock notification at 2 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, you should probably take that shit seriously. You know what I'm saying? If your kids are messing around in the backyard and you get a CarLock detection, vibration detection, 9 times out of 10, one of your kids just kicked a soccer ball into the side of the car. That's no worries. But if you're getting a detection at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, you might want to check on that. You know what I'm saying? You really might want to check on that. So, I mean, vibration detection, engine start detection, car move detection, and it's a GPS tracker 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 24/7 GPS tracker. You can track it directly from your phone. A lot of people say, well, you know, it's a OBD plug-in. You got to plug it into your OBD. They can just hop in and snatch it out. They have hardwired solutions as well, guys, where you can use CarLock, but it's hardwired to your battery. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that a criminal would know that it's hardwired is if they knew that it was hardwired, right? So you can go the OBD route or you can go the hardwired route, which basically means, you know, nobody's yanking that out unless they know that it's there. And in that case, they're looking for it. So, I mean, $49, use my code Knockout360, you're good to go. In this situation, I really think it would have benefited this guy to have CarLock on both of his cars. I mean, given the fact that he's got two $100,000 cars just sitting outside, you know, with no security, it's like, come on, man. You know, at this point, if your shit's getting stolen, getting broken into is one thing. Like, you can't stop people from breaking into your car. They can break into it, whether it's outside of your house, outside of your apartment complex, whether it's at your job, whether you're downtown at a football game, basketball game, what have you. You could be at dinner, you could be at the mall. You can't stop people from breaking into your car, but you can damn near stop them from stealing your shit. I mean, I had a situation where one of my boys, he has an orange Scat Pack Challenger. They broke into his car, tried to break into it. They broke the window. As soon as they broke the window, the alarm went off and they scattered. Like, they're not going to break your window. The alarm's going off. Everyone's looking around like, oh shit, whose car's being broken into? And they're just sitting in there trying to hotwire the shit. They're going to scatter. Because at that point, you know, they've been made. The gig is up. So, I mean, you know, at this point, it's like, you need something. Like, stop being, you can't be out here naked with these cars. Simple and plain, you just cannot. Especially if you got one of the higher trims, RT, Scat Pack, Hellcat, T-Rex. Finally, like, you can't be out here naked. You have to have something. You know what I'm saying? For you guys that don't want to spend an arm and a leg, I get it. $49, call it a day. I have this literally on all my cars. I'm not capping whatsoever. A lot of you guys think, oh, he's pushing it, but does he have it on his car? Hold on, I'll show you right now. Make sure I'm not giving up any private information. You guys know that. So, Hellcat, Jeep, and the RAM TRX. I don't think that has any private information. No, it doesn't. And I'm all on a premium subscription too, so I get the 7-second, you know, update mode or whatever. But it's on all 3 of my cars, guys, for real. So if you don't want to break the bank with security, I get it. You got money for other things. Just have something. Now, in this guy's case, getting back to this guy's case specifically, he is offering a $20,000 reward. So if you see a burnt orange, I don't know, I can't remember the name of that color specifically, but if you see an orange T-Rex and you see a gray Durango Hellcat, you know, go ahead and make the call to the appropriate authorities. But, you know, aside from that, these cars are probably gone. Straight up and down. They're probably on their way to downtown Detroit to get sold somewhere, chopped up somewhere. They could be on their way to Atlanta. For all I know, they could be on 85. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Charlotte making a video about some shit that happened in Michigan, and those two cars could be on 85 right now, passing me, you know, at the QT, at the Quick Trip, getting some gas on their way down to Atlanta. So you never know. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they get them back. But I mean, you know, at this point in 2024, guys, we can't blame thieves and criminals for being thieves and criminals. Like, that's just what they do. They've been doing it for a long time. They hit everybody. Nobody's accepted, you know, nobody is, you know, immune to the law. You know, nobody's above the law. Everybody can get it at any given time, which is why, I mean, even myself, I'm on 10 every single time I drive any of my cars, and I do mean on 10. So, you know, at this point, when you buy these cars, you buy your shit on a Friday, Saturday morning, you need to be looking into some sort of security system. Before you worried about your tent and putting a damn Scat Pack B on the side of your car, before you worried about cutting the pipes and making it loud as shit, before you worried about putting 24 inches on the rims, right? Before you worried about any of that shit, secure your damn car so that you'll have a car to do all that other shit with. You know what I mean? But as always, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Fox 2 Detroit. Go there, check out the original story. This happened in Michigan, Lake Orion, Michigan. I don't think that's Detroit necessarily. But, you know, that just lets you know it can happen anywhere at any time to anybody. So please keep your eyes open. Protect your property. Protect your investment. Get yourself some sort of security, something, right? I always recommend CarLock. This is the third time I didn't pick this damn box up and put it in front of the camera because I actually stand by it. And I actually have people that hit me all the time and be like, yo, they tried to get me, but CarLock saved your boy. That's what it's supposed to do. As always, guys, like, subscribe, comment. If you got any idea or any, you know, whereabouts for these two cars, go ahead and get that $20,000 reward. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.